Hello, I'm Rowan, and today I am going to do something with this. This is Sting, and this one is mine. Well, it was free, so technically it still belongs to Kangaroos. I really appreciate him for this one because, you know, I was just looking for a pointer, and this just tickles my fancy that I can be using this as a pointer. And so where did I get this? Over here on this website. In order to use Sting, we have got to download our files here. Cost us nothing. So there's two things here you're going to need. You're going to need the textures, and you're going to need the FBX. So let's click on here, and we're going to create a new folder here, and we're going to call this install Sting. So let's save it here, and then we need to get the FBX. Now these are .zip files. If you're using a Windows 11 machine, you might see some .rar files here. RAR. They're actually something you can expand in Windows 11, but you want to make sure that it's a .fbx file that you're expanding, and of course you want to have textures. So now that we've downloaded those, we also need to go to download an SDK for Unity, and that should be in, there we are, itch.io Vnyan. Download, and yes, it'd be nice to pay him $2, but right now we're just going to go to the downloads, and we are going to go to the SDK, and we're going to hit download, and we're going to put that into the install Sting directory also. Now what you need to do is start out by making sure you scan everything with Microsoft Defender, because even though we got these from files already and we did our tests already, we had to make sure and everything's clean. See, 0 threats found. Okay. And now let's start extracting things. Zips, just to clear things up. So we have a Unity package, and then we have textures, and inside textures we have a bunch of stuff, and it'd be sure nice if I knew what to do with these, but for now we're just going to use the base color, because this is what it looks like with just the base colors. And one of these days I'll figure out how to do the rest. But for now, I'm just going to show you. And, you know, that's the thing. I don't know everything. I'm just going to show you what I know. So the next thing we need to do is we need to load up the right version of Unity. And I believe that's a 2022 version for this package. And that's here. Oh, come on, stop that. So yeah, the 2022 version. And of course you can't see anything because it's loading on the other screen. Lovely. Where's my Unity? There it is. And we're just going to wait for this to load. All right, here we are, and you see we already have a Sting. Here we are back again. Sorry about that. I know it won't make any sense, but we ended up messing with some stuff, and now we are going to show you how to do the thing, you know, with the stuff. Yeah, we're going to import. Well, first we're going to go into this props directory of ours, and we are going to create a new folder, props 2, because yeah, as you can see, we already have a sting sword here, and yeah, that was our ooh shiny, and we don't want to go there again, so we're making another folder called props 2. We're gonna go and come over here, install sting, textures, and sting sword. Gonna move them both into here. 2. Did it actually do? Alright, and then we're going to drag this up here. So now we have Sting Sword 2. And what does it look like? Well, it looks pretty ugly. Okay, and now let's see what we can do with this. I'm going to click on you, go to Materials. We're going to extract the materials. And then we're going to create a new folder here. We're going to call this Materials, and we're going to select this folder. There we go. So now in here we have this stuff. It's a shader. Let me scoot over some. Okay, we're going to make this a VRM M-Tune shader. All right, and now we have these little things for texture, shading, emission, and we're gonna do the basics here because, well, we ended up, hi, how'd that show up? Where'd that come from? That's not, you weren't supposed to see that yet. So now we're gonna do the absolute basics in here. And that involves going to our textures folder and getting to our actual textures here. And we're just going to throw this in here. Oh, did that look nice all of a sudden? Let's see. We move over here. So now we have a very basic looking sting sword here. What happens if we add this to the shaders also? Hey, hi there. And then let's take this darker. I don't like these little chunky bits that are here. What I'm doing here is rigging it. See how dark that is? We're going to bring that up, and then we're going to bring this up. And that was our very basic sting sword we made. Now, there's some other stuff we're going to do, but first we're going to export this. Yes, there's other things we haven't done, but this is the basic one that we made. So let's go and export it. But first, we're going to make sure we select the right sting sword, Vnyan SDK, export as a prop. And now we need to go and get to the right folder. Yeah, and maybe in props. Yeah, there we go. See, we have a sting sword low poly, but what we're going to call this is sting sword original, and you'll see why. Okay, and export. Okay, exported. All right, so this was the absolute basics. There's these other things here that we can mess with, and we will mess with them about now. And in here we also have the emissive. I wonder what we can do with that. Let's go to our sting low poly and go to the blade. Can we just drag this onto there? Will it do something? Ooh, look at that. Okay, we're going to add this to our specialty stuff while we're at it. Okay, and then can we take that and drop it onto the... No, 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 bad. You go back there. What is this? Wish I could see the entire text. But no, words don't mean anything. I'm curious. I mean, considering that's the guard, mesh renderer, what does this look like now? Interesting. So that's got the sting emissive material on it. Sting material. Huh. Well, can we add more? Lit color alpha. Shade color. Roughness. Normal. Normal. Okay. Now, shade color. Let's go for that. How's that? Does that look good? shade color. Don't want it too dark because evidently there's some weirdness there that we don't want. Let's go to the pommel. Okay, that's pretty nice. Well, that's interesting, right? Basically, we've just gone through and screwed with things till it got to nice. And okay, I'm sure I'll edit this so that it looks good at some point. But for now, we're going to save this. Now, you see that we have a Vnyan SDK here. To do this, to enter this properly, what we need to do is go to our downloads and then go to our packages, and we can do this one of two ways. We can either double click on it and then tell it to install on Unity VRM 2022-3 blah 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 blah, or we can drag it over to our folder here. Just drop it in here, and it's saying that there's nothing to import because we already have it. If we didn't have it, there'd be a button down here to import it, and we'd say okay to that. No, I'm not going to show you that part. It's pretty simple. You just drag it over. When it lets you let go of it, and it'll come up with the menu with a bunch of little green boxes, and at the bottom you click on the OK, and that'll import that, and it'll set up your Vnyan SDK. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to show you how to export this. So, all the way over here at Sting Sword Low Poly, we click on that, and then up here in Vnyan SDK, we go to Export, and then we go to Export Prop. Low Poly Vnyan Prop, we've already got that in our Props folder. So we're going to replace this though, and we're going to hit Save. Yes, we're going to overwrite it, and we're waiting, and it's done. We're going to click OK. Now, we're going to go over to Vnyan. There we go. And we got our plain regular Sting here with the gray blade. And now we're going to go to Props. Over here. Props. Okay, there we are. Click on Props. And you see we have Sting Sword here. We're going to delete that. And we have Sting. This is actually my left hand because, well, it is. Load from file. You can't see me move right now because we're doing something in Vnyan file related. And there we go. We're going to select that and hit open. All right. Why is it in my mouth? Okay. So let's first get rid of this, even though it's useful. We're going to delete that, and it's gone. All right, so we want this attached to my right hand. Huh, that's weird. We set the center somewhere else entirely, and yet it's still there. How odd. It should have centered it there. Oh, wow. So, weirdness. Maybe it's a version issue, but fine. Let's go back over to here and fix problems. First, we want to turn on our gizmos. Move. Now, is it going to go? Oh, that's going the right way. That's good. This is going the right way. That's good. Now, here's a problem. It's facing the wrong direction. Lovely, huh? Okay, so let's go to rotate, and yeah, it still wants to just rotate there. Okay, well that's lame, but that's fine. We'll move it. We'll just move it. And now, ooh, now it's all backwards. See why I wanted to do this before everything got changed around. Okay, so now towards my hand a little bit more. Just about there, I think. Okay, that's pretty close, except, yeah, see, I don't like that. It points straight up and my hand's pointed out. So let's go back to rotate, and then I think the green's gonna work for us. Backwards. This is why I wanted to move the center. Okay, and now we want to, I wonder if I actually got that centered moved. Okay, so let's now move that way, and then boop, 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 cutting my fingers here. There we go. And now that's pretty close. Yeah, that's pretty good. So now let's turn off our gizmos. Okay, so now it's permanently in my right hand because we have it displayed, and we can click on show and hide, but that has nothing to do with this, and this gesture isn't working all of a sudden. That's because this is a different prop. Okay, so what are we going to do now? Well, I think now we're going to show you the next part, which is going into our node graphs right here. And right now it says bubble pointer. I wonder. Oh, I got a bubble. And I popped a bubble. Okay, see, this is a very simple little set of scripting. A message, a block, a gesture, and a toggle prop. Okay, so over here, there's a bunch of stuff. But what you need to know is to look for a gesture in the, I believe those are the callback nodes. So let's go up here to search nodes and type in gesture. Other callbacks, gesture. You'd click on that, and there, you'd get one there. Let's delete this. All right, and then toggle prop. That's in an action node, and you would have that here. Oh heck, let's just put this together for you. Okay, so gesture, click on that. Hello, where'd you go? There you are. Okay, and then what you would do is you would drag between the one square and the other square, and then the gesture. See that, how it says load pointer? Let's go back over to our props and sting sword, low poly, right hand, load from file. There's no such thing as load pointer here. Oh my God, what are we gonna do? Well, that's a gesture. So let's click up there, up there where it says gestures. We're clicking on that, and we have load pointer and drink. Well, let's click on load pointer, and it's gonna be in our right hand. Okay, and it's gonna have all these things. Okay, and we already set up the gesture, so let's add a gesture. Okay, and we'll call this, click on here, load sting. And right hand, we're going to record it. Oops. Okay, so we're going to do this, and then we're going to record the gesture. See, we did this finger thing that we wanted to have done. Okay, and now we're going to come up to load pointer, and we're going to delete that one. Okay, now load sting, right hand. Okay, so let's close this, and let's change that. Oh, gosh, why doesn't it show? Well, let's close that, and then let's open node graphs again. Now we have load sting. We'll click on there, and the prop is, we'll go sting sword, and right now it's set to a toggle. So we could set it to visible or hidden, but it's a toggle now, and because it's visible, there, it went away. See, that's the whole thing. Soup to nuts. All right, and now we're going to delete these because we don't need those. All right, so sting, my pointer. And you'll note this sting is a lot bigger than the other sting. Let's make that smaller. because it's kind of too much, actually. Yeah, I know. Size isn't everything, but this one's too big. And my fingers are off too, so let's do some adjustments. Ta-da! This is my Sting Mark II. It's blue. Yay! See? And I can even go whap. I have knocked your head off your shoulders. And my arm too. It's gone right through my boobies. Alright, and now we can put the sting away. Okay, so that was doing a whole bunch of stuff. Hopefully I made it nice and simple. The only part that I think you might be confused with is adding the packages, but it's really just that simple. You grab the package, you move it over to your Unity, you let it go where it lets you let go, which would be in the stack of folders, and it will pretty much install itself. You just have to click on the OK button at the bottom. Now mind you, this particular package does require Unity version 2022 or 2021. It'll be pretty obvious if you use the wrong version when you go up to the menu and try to work with it. It'll tell you that this is a wrong version. If you need to update it or install Unity, you can check out the links below. Ignore that they're for version 6. 2022 installs exactly the same. Now, that being said, I hope that this video helps you if you're looking for a way to make props for Vnyan, or if you're curious about models in Unity, or if you want to, learn a little bit more about those node graphs. If nothing else, this video gives you a way to make your own sting, or if you like a wand, there's some nice Harry Potter wands on that side also, but, you will have to deal with the fact that they're probably not free. and I can't guarantee any of them if they work or not, or how well they work. It's catch as catch can when you're getting stuff for free, right? So once again, thank you very much to Kangaroo Z here, Kangaroos 3D, for putting this up. I really do like it, and and free 3D, and it seems like a good website for getting stuff like this. So I once again hope that you found this entertaining and educational, and just a little bit of fun. Yeah, that's that fun word. And I hope to see you again real soon. So wherever you are, whatever time it is, I hope you're having a great time, and I hope to see you real soon. Bye! Wrong button.